Do you ever walk through a museum or gallery and think, am I missing something? Everyone else has stood around you, nodding thoughtfully, and you're kind of stood there thinking, I don't even get what I'm seeing. And because no one teaches you how to look at art, the world of galleries, art, and museums stays this closed-off space, and you feel like you're not smart enough to be there. And I used to feel like that too, but after working in art for a few years, this is what I wish somebody had told me all that time ago. This video gives you a dead simple way to break down what it is you're actually looking at. You'll know what to focus on, what to ignore, and how to actually make it make sense. So the next time you go to a gallery or a museum, you won't just stare and move on, you'll actually get it. And there's no better place to put it to the test than here at Frieze London, which is one of the biggest contemporary art fairs in the world. And then across the park is Frieze Masters, where they show all of the classic and ancient artworks, but we'll come back to that later. Most people think that understanding art starts with a load of research, but if you skip this first step, you'll just stay confused. So before you get into any of the factual stuff, you need to ask yourself a bunch of questions, like, what is my gut reaction to this? What do the colors make me feel? Does this painting make me feel uncomfortable? Is there something about it that makes me really excited? And why do I feel like this? What could be causing it? You kind of need to act like a toddler in their why phase and ask yourself a million questions as to why you're getting these feelings just from looking at an artwork. Because chances are the artist wants you to feel that way. They've done everything deliberately to provoke a reaction out of you, and decoding it is kind of like your way in. So let's take this painting, for example. When you first look at it, all you notice is color. Obviously, it's an abstract expressionist painting, so this is kind of a hard test to start this on. There's no images or icons that give me an obvious idea of what this is about. With abstract paintings, it really is about your feeling and your reaction to them. For example, with a color like red or these bright blues, they're very energetic. You look at them and it spikes up your emotion, right? But then white neutralizes things. Brown, all of these more neutral colors over here, they chill it out and it directs the energy this way, because the thing that your eyes immediately start darting to is in that little corner. And then also here with this kind of muted orangey yellow. Yellow is a very happy color, but when it's blended in with these more earthy brown tones, it chills it out a little bit. So these are kind of the things that you want to start assessing when you're looking at it. And then also, how does it make you feel? This doesn't make me feel overwhelmed. I think it looks really cool. I like that the energy is kind of all in this area. It makes me want to discover it more. But then obviously sometimes there's paintings you see and they make you so uncomfortable you want to run away. So this is kind of a good reaction, I could say. It's one that's enjoyable. You want to engage with the painting more, which will bring us into our next steps. But on its own, that's just not enough. You still need one critical piece of context, and that's where timing comes in. If you don't know when a piece was made, you'll miss half the point, and maybe even all of it, because you won't know what direction to take all of your thoughts and feelings in. But I have a better place to show this to you. So this is Frieze Masters, and they show art from the ancient world all the way up until about the 90s, and already you can see such a shift in style, which really tells you something, doesn't it? Take this artwork, for example. At first glance, it looks like it was made a long time ago. But what if I told you it was only made 5 years ago? That would really change your perspective on it, wouldn't it? You would think very differently about how it was made and who made it and what it was probably made for. But for the record, it was made in 1626. Because when a piece was made gives you instant clues as to why it looks the way it does. Was it responding to a massive cultural shift? Was it made during a war? Was it pushing against boundaries? Was it made at a time that there was some massive change in technology being invented? And you don't need an art degree to figure it out. You can just Google it on your phone or something, or ask somebody at the museum or gallery. Gallerists don't bite. They'll know what the information is. This piece behind me, for example, might shock people because it's a little more out of the norm and it's not necessarily conventionally beautiful, but that doesn't matter because, first of all, I think it's kind of cool, and beauty is always in the eye of the beholder anyway. Now that tells you when an artwork was made, but to go deeper, you need to find out what was happening around the artwork at the time because it doesn't exist in a vacuum. If you skip this step, you might miss the whole point of the artwork because this is where things really come together. Let's say that an artwork uses really dark, harsh colors. At first, you might think it's really mysterious and have a cool vibe to it, but what if I told you that it was made during a time of war? That would change your perspective a little bit, wouldn't it? It would become much heavier. It's not always about what's on the canvas. It's about the bigger picture, what's happening around it when it was being made. It really puts everything into perspective, but that also kind of brings up a very controversial question in art that asks, can you separate the art from the artist? Since you need to know the information to figure it out, do you really think it's fair to remove the history in order to assess the painting on whether it's good or not? So now you've got three lenses, your reaction, timing, and context. And when you put all of those together, what once felt really abstract starts to make sense. So instead of faking it till you make it, you actually understand what you're looking at. So the next time you're in a museum or gallery, try it out. Start with yourself, figure out when it was made, and then give yourself a little context what was happening around that time. And that's it, that's the framework. Drop a comment of an artwork that you have always wanted to understand, or better yet, tell me if this video actually helped you understand that painting even more. And if you want to find a really cool place to test all of this out, watch this video here and be sure to like and subscribe for more.